This is more about life in the time of the coronavirus, except I'm speaking about a time 4 or 5 or 6 months ago. I suspect that the entire nation is caught in the grip of a suspended animation, a collective holding of breath, more dramatic by far than the threat of the coronavirus, caused by the weight and expectation of a verdict in the trial of Derek Chauvin, and the response to that verdict, more than the verdict itself, that has everyone so alarmed. If the people who insist on a conviction do not find their satisfaction in the court, then they will surely seek it in the streets. And it will not take that long to find an ugly turn. But for the moment, we wait. The strangest thing about that trial is that any verdict is possible and plausible. What the single real verdict will be, I can't say. But reason and evidence could lead to any of several results. They are saying that 75 million people who got vaccinated in America, 6,000 contracted the virus, 0.008%, a negligible number. The PM has called the family of George Floyd, and he says that he is praying for the right verdict. This is the PM at his finest. He can't be beaten at this game. I wonder if he asked them for a loan. Also, was that $27 million taxable? I'm guessing. Dummy crap, fuck Bloomer says that marijuana should be legalized for recreational use mainly because African Americans are being arrested disproportionately for its use. I can fully understand his outrage over this social injustice. Well, the jury came back early and convicted Chauvin on all 3 charges. Additionally, bail was remanded and he was handed over to the sheriff in handcuffs for custody until his sentencing. So the justice system punished him as severely as it could. A large crowd had gathered outside the courthouse, shouting and chanting. When the verdict came out, they began cheering all 3 counts. A reporter said the prevailing feeling was mostly one of relief. Relief for those who felt George Floyd had been murdered, and relief from those who feared any other verdict would have prompted violence and arson. So relief is the biggest program going on now in this country. The PM hands out financial relief, and the courts render judicial relief. I suppose I would have to say I'm relieved. I think the jury landed on the only verdict possible. Anything else they knew would have created more trouble. They could either put it all on Chauvin or set the agitators afire. Chauvin was not a sympathetic figure at all. He seemed to accept the verdict calmly as no great shock. He will be in jail for the rest of his life. The PM will speak tonight, and he will say, "Justice has been served, and now let us move forward in peace." Chauvin is the scapegoat. I don't know if he deserves that or not. And George Floyd, what a makeover. He was instantly converted from someone who never got it right to a fallen hero. Now, with this conviction, his people will say he did not die in vain. I keep thinking about the concept of relief justice, or maybe we could call it remedial justice. It's like the government's Financial Relief Act. That was also called the Rescue Act. So now we have the new 3 R's for our time. They're no longer reading, writing, and arithmetic. Now they are relief, rescue, and remedy. Derek Chauvin was done in by the video. Nothing else mattered, and the video was just too much. The jury heard the other testimony, but the video sealed Chauvin's fate. All the other factors that might have come into play were swept aside by that video. By the way, I have not seen that video. I have seen tiny parts of it, but not the whole thing. And it was the whole thing that mattered, all 9.5 minutes. The video demanded a heavy dose of relief justice. Now it has been dispensed, like a vaccine, and the crowd was appeased. But that will not be enough. It's a start only. Soon we will need another booster shot, and another, and another. Relief justice, rescue justice, remedy justice. It feels so good.